welcome back to another video. I don't I don't know where this one's going to go. Um, the subject did come up in the chat, and I'll get to that in a minute. But I always start my videos off with other stuff. You guys seem to like that, or at least the people on the Discord seem to like the formatting and the storytelling. Apparently, you guys, a lot of you guys like the side stories and stuff. And I know there's um diaries. I know there's channels on the internet already that's doing diaries, and I don't know. I've only watched one. Who writer? Uh, I don't know. I don't know his first name. I think last name is Ryder though. Might be starts with a J, like Jake or uh, I don't know. I don't know. Jake Ryder. I don't know. It doesn't sound right. But anyway, something Ryder or in that area. And I know there's another diaries channel. I don't know. I don't know if it's his or not, but I don't know. There's another one. I haven't even watched that one, but I've seen it, in my feed and stuff. But the only one that I saw from Ryder, I just call him by his last name. I think that's what it is. But the only one I saw from him was one that was on game sheets. You know, basically developers. They don't play games, so to speak, but they're involved in creating sheets for it and selling it. And there's a whole fucking industry in that. Um, it's huge. Game companies, well, some game companies. I think he mentions it. I don't know what the company. I don't know if he even said their name, but the guy talking, or he was interviewing said that they set up a whole other sub network, and everything just for these cheats. They would buy the cheats, reverse engineer them to see what they're doing, and all that stuff. Yeah, again, reverse engineering job, guys. If you get the right company, that's big enough and it can support, another team like that, to investigate specifically. And there are game companies that do this. I've been consulted, at least twice that I know of to help out in such a case. But you guys in the river, it doesn't have to be malware. It doesn't have to be, in cyberspace. You get hired a company to go do that, where you reverse engineer these cheats and stuff and uh, find out how they're doing it so the devs, of the game can patch those holes and everything. And it's a never ending battle because, that's what keeps the cheats in business because they find a cheat, they put out a cheat, and the people got to pay the money for it, and it's expensive. But there's hardcore gamers that need these. They've got again. I pick on the courses, and I'm going to get into that too here. That's why I'm doing this digression from the main topic. I always say the main topic for last, or near to the last, somewhere in there. For all the people that skip the videos at the end or leave after the first minute, and all that, get all the riffraff out of the way, like I always say. But I'm going to get to it, but this stuff is related also to the main topic in a different way, and that's why it's a digression. But it broadens the picture, and you'll never hear this kind of talk on any other security channel on YouTube, because again, I don't want to say, they'll rehash, they're just rehashing, like it's like they're reading out of a book or something and just making a video on it because they all talk about the same shit, and then you push you to buy their course. And okay, granted, I've got a course too. Um, take it as you will. My course will be different, and naturally they all say that too. Their course is different, and blah blah blah. But one thing I can say, and I've got legal authorities to back me up on it. This will be the only course on the market that is put out by an actual ex hacker, illegal ex hacker, mind you, not just an ex someone that's done the bad stuff, back in the day. And yeah, it's a different time today than it was back then. But it's if I wanted to go out doing it again today, would not be that big of a stretch, really, to get so. But yeah, it is at a different time today compared to back then. Same as the sport. Basketball, NBA is a different time today than it was back in Michael Jordan's time. Welcome to the world. The world progresses. It's how things happen. But yeah, the cheat game is a never ever ending battle. They find the cheats, they sell them. The companies, get the cheats, find out what they did, and patch them. And a patch comes out, and now the cheat has to find, you know, more thing, and it's just a never ending cycle. And it's the same with malware. They make malware. Antivirus companies, you know, identify it, put an MD5 on it or a SHA on it, then they're able to detect that and everything. And they just put out another malware. And this is why they just reuse code, because they'll just copy and paste code because it saves time on developing. They'll just copy and paste code and put a new vulnerability in there. They find a new vulnerability in there, but you don't want to put out a malware that just has one vulnerability in it. In other words, you reverse engineer a program, you find a vulnerability in it, and you decide, okay, I'm going to make money on malware. You just design a program that exploits that one vulnerability, and you put it out. No, that's an inexperienced malware author. You don't want to do that. You want to take your zero vulnerability, and you want to make the file as big as you possibly can, but still, small size, but as big as you can, um, because you want to hide it. You come on, common sense here. And we're going to get into this in a minute too. And this is where the murder shows come in. But antivirus companies are going to find this. You know, this I said, granted, don't worry, don't even worry about trying to hide it, because you're wasting time in developing and stuff. And time is money. I've said many times. That's my preaching point on everything. But you're wasting time on trying, not be detected by the end. They're going to detect it and find out. They're going to patch it and blah, blah, blah. Just like the game cheats, it's a never ending cycle with the malware too. It's the same cycle, except instead of game companies, it's antivirus companies. But both of you are in the same circle. You're involved in the same loop, you could call it. And I'm going to get into trustability of these online courses also, because it all comes down to money. The course could be a piece of shit, to be frank, but it all comes down, to how many other businesses and stuff are making money off of your course and stuff, and that's what will promote a bad course to people seriously wanting to learn cybersecurity and get a certificate, and they pay these extraordinary fees and stuff for these expensive courses, thousands of dollars, or thinking that they're learning how to pass a cert. The CHF seems to be the most common thing, the hacker certificate, and they finish these courses and stuff, and they take the test and they fail the test. They're like, how can I fail the test? I, I took the training. I mean, how can I fail? You know, and they don't, they're like, how could this, I took the training, I passed, I passed it, whoever put it, insert name here, course, and I got my certificate from him, but, that certificate don't count. I mean, he's got my money now and everything. Great for him. But that piece of paper don't mean nothing to me. And, I'm paying this other money to get an official certificate that says I can do this job. But the reality of it is that's also still just a piece of paper. So first of all, let's get this debate: that what makes one piece of paper different from the other. The actual hacking certificate that you get, from whoever, SANS, wherever you take it, and they're going to charge you $1,000 or something to take today. And if you fail it, yeah, oh yeah, you can take it again. You got to pay again, but yeah, you can take it again. If you want to take it 3 or 4 times, you can do that. You got to pay every time though. But what makes the official certificate different from, let's just say, the scammer's online course certificate? Nothing. You get down to the reality of it, nothing. They're both pieces of paper with your name on it saying that you completed something. That's it. Nothing more. Now, why is DEF CON up here? I know. We're like 5 minutes into this, and I just brought this up. It's a web page. It's got some fancy stuff going on, and I could open the inspector and we could look through the JavaScript and everything. But you see these little pop-ups like this. Yes, this is all pretty and nice. And I don't know. I assume DEF CON is secure. I assume their servers are secure. I assume that they're hosted on a hosting platform that is secure. That's probably not true, but I won't get into that. But all this is either animated CSS or JavaScript. Back in my day, I would have said jQuery, but you know, that's tells you how old I am, just to mention jQuery. But anyway, you get it. It's programmed by something. And when something is programmed by something, that means there's possibility of being vulnerable. And we're not going to get into the rest of this. They got onion links on here that go, they would assume that you're on a clear site like this, and you're using Tor. So you're so listen, guys, listen. You're on the clear internet with the Tor browser at DEF CON or wherever, but DEF CON's even worse. And they've got onion links that you can click to that are literally, you can look down the bottom left there, that are literally onion links that are going to take you to an onion site. Now, you could be watching this on, like I'm doing, on Chrome, and you could have your Tor browser open in Kali Linux in the VM, and you could just right click like this and copy this link and go over to your Kali Linux and put it in there and go there. You could do that. Um, it's not going to be, it's a little different, but not the same different. If you're using a VPN, um, that's an added uh, measure, if you will. It doesn't completely secure you because okay, this is coming from an ex-hacker again. I think I mentioned this before, but I'm not going to get into detail in here. On here, this is YouTube, and everything, and it's just not the place for it. But hackers don't trust any technology, not even the computer they're buying. So their hacking is worlds different than what the ethical hackers, the SOC, you know, people, the analysts and everything, network people, all of it. The cops know this, first of all. An IP address doesn't mean jack because if your hacker is experienced, that IP address is going to lead you nowhere, not even remotely close to the actual computer the hacker is on. He is many, many hops away from that. And those hops will be in different countries. They'll be on high speed networks because he wants the speed. So they'll be in businesses, they'll be in universities, in hospitals, and they're not causing any damage. He just it's a bot. He found a computer in that organization that he's hiding in, and no one knows, and he's just using that as a jumping off point, and that's going to go to another jumping off point, and however many he wants until he decides, okay, this is the computer I'm going to hack with, and that's what he attacks the target with. And it's the same with money. If he's getting paid or anything, this payment is probably going to be in cryptocurrency, and it's going to come back to him, not directly to him. When a person pays him, it's not going to go from that cryptocurrency address or wallet to directly to his wallet. It's going to be tumbled. It's going to be scrambled. It's going to go through 2 or 3 or 4 different cryptocurrencies, maybe 2 or 3 different 4 exchanges. And, this is the speed of the internet. This sounds like it's going to take a long time, but it's really not. And yes, this all can be tracked given time. Again, time is money, even for the government. This all can be tracked, but it's going to be on the authorities' part on a really, really good hacker. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be expensive, and at some point, the chief or whoever's in charge or anything, the DA, whatever, has to sit down and think, how serious is this? You know, is this guy causing multi millions of dollars of damage, or are we just chasing someone that's done a little bit this here and there? We don't know, but anyway, we got to put a value on this because this is going to be resource intense to track this down. This is not our normal hacking, script kiddies and or hacking people out there that think they can hack. They took a course on YouTube and they think they know hacking now. We wouldn't have to spend much resource. We'd find them pretty quickly. But this is obviously a person that knows what he's doing, and it's going to take a significant investment to track him down. So what's the ROI here? What's the return on investment here for us? Is this going to be worth it to pursue this and get into this? It might involve multiple agencies. Who knows? But these are things you got to look at, and this is profiling. If you are on a computer, even if you're on a VM, if you got Tor open in your VM and you're on defcon.org in your VM on a Tor browser, and you click on one of these Onion links, that's profiling. They just profiled you. Your browser, they know you're using Tor. They know you were on the cleared web at defcon.org and you clicked on, whatever media or DEFCON group like that. And so now they've got information and they've got a huge database of people that have been surfing Tor for whatever reasons, getting drugs, weapons, whatever. But now they can put the metadata and stuff that they got from this click, from you going to DEFCON to that Onion address. They can take that metadata and search for it in their huge data warehousing and find out what matches. What other matches do we have that match this profile? Because that's going to get rid of a huge, huge amount of riffraff out there on the internet. Because if it doesn't match their search criteria, of your browser, of other stuff, I won't say what, but of other stuff that they have, from this one little click, mind you, one little click. Um, you know, they're zeroing in on you quickly and getting rid of a lot of the riffraff out there because of the trail you're leaving. But with that, that's touching on that one topic. We can jump over here real quick. This is so got an answer. Um, who was it? Oh, this one right here. I said Gabrielle. I think she asked me, or Nico was getting into it. But anyway, she wanted to know if she wants to. I forgot what it was, where it was up here. But anyway, somewhere in this mess. But she was wanting to just be a web pen tester, just penetration testing web, and wanting to know if she could get hired for that. And you know, we'll dive into this, in a minute. That's one of the main topics. Jobs and job positions and what job positions to tell. And could you do that? Could you specialize in one area like that? It's not really in itself a position in cybersecurity, but you know, is there someone looking for that? So I'll touch on that after we cover a few more things that are kind of interesting and storytelling like. And one of them you seen in my title is 4chan. Now, someone like me and as old as me would know about this. I grew up with it. Um, Anonymous came out of it. Um, a lot of things, a lot of things that come out of it. Some very, very bad things. Um, well, to some people, not to everyone, but to some people. Again, there's people into every kind of crap, from good, all the way to the worst there is, of it. And welcome to the world. Welcome to Earth. But getting into 4chan, and I'm dedicating a video to this. I might make it like a documentary style. And I can do documentary. I do know filmmaking. And I've took a couple of courses, and this is why you might be asking, why am I bringing up filmmaking? Well, for one, I have 14 YouTube channels. So yeah, I should know I should know filmmaking, how to edit video and motion graphics and do, all that stuff and everything. And, but, the reason I'm getting to do it is because I had to learn it. And what, you're thinking, okay, I'm not going to go to college to learn it. I'm really too old to, get into the whole college thing. And, um, so online courses will be how I'm going to do it. And same thing with cybersecurity. People do the same thing. They look first to cybersecurity online courses. And that's when they find these YouTube people and this and that and the other. They get led to, Udemy and Skillshare and Coursera and CB Nugget and a whole host of other things. And are those the right path to take, or am I just wasting money? That's not for me to say personally. I got my own opinion about it. um, but that's on you. I can only give advice and my opinion. um, from there on, it's up to you guys, to base a decision off that, but you got to learn somewhere. That's the whole point. If you don't want to go to college and you don't want to take a chance on getting a good course or a bad course, or whatever, because of these internet marketing ads and everything that these YouTubers and stuff put up and everything, so they can get top priority and get all the people. It's no different than the Indian scammers that I talked about in a few other videos past. The scam baiters. They're catching these old people because they're making fake tech support sites for, Windows, for printer support, HP printer support, or what, Amazon Prime, or whatever, Netflix. Pick your big company, Apple. They're making these websites and stuff and everything, and they're paying Google to be on the top page, the first page at the top, because that's more than likely where old people are going to click. They're going to search on, my printer's not working. So they're going to put, HP printer support. And guess what? You got 4 or 5 ads up there, and most all of them are scam baiters from India. And it's no different really with online courses. A lot of people go to YouTube. Just, I'm criticizing myself here, kind of, but like I said, it's a free country. This is competition. You know, and I'm stating, what my course will bring to you and everything, give you another perspective on cybersecurity and everything from a person. You don't know whether I know it or not, but again, you don't know whether the person at the other YouTube channel knows it or not. It's more obvious if you listen to my videos and listen to his. His are almost like, it doesn't matter who it is. They're like, listen to one of his videos, or 4 or 5 or 10 of them, and pick up any security book and read through it, and you'll be like, holy shit, those videos are just basically the exact same thing as this. Really, I could have just read the book, which is, not a lot of people like reading, but, you realize, holy shit, I could have just read the book and learned that instead of watching the video. You know, is this course like that too? I mean, do I have to pay $900 for his cybersecurity course when I can buy a 600-page cybersecurity book and probably more than likely learn the exact same shit? Um, you know, Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Um, I can tell you because I've read a lot of security books and I've taken a lot of courses, cybersecurity courses, and I'm in the process right now going through Try Hack Me and Hack the Box, and even Hack the Box Academy. I'm doing all of those just to see what they're teaching. What are you guys putting out there? You know, and I got my opinion on them also, but I don't want to talk specifically on cybersecurity because, like I said, it's a little biased. I'm also getting into that space right now. I am actually building my uh, course, my labs, and everything. And yes, I'm going to have labs. They're going to be in the cloud, and I will run them my way. Um, I will have my labs and stuff set up, and you will, when you go through my networks and stuff and everything, um, it'll be like a real life experience. Legal. You don't have to go out on the internet and be you. After all, you guys are wanting to be ethical hackers. So I'm an ex unethical hacker that's going to teach you guys how to be ethical hackers, but with a mindset and a mentality of how unethical hackers think when they're hacking. If you guys understood that, then great. That's the best way that I can put it. But since I don't want to pick on, or using it for as an example, hacking courses and stuff like that, I figured I'd use filmmaking courses because I have taken those. Some of them I haven't finished. Some of them I barely started. But I've done the same thing as I'm doing right now. And the only difference is I know security. I can go through all the security courses that I get, whether it's Udemy or whatever, much quicker. Because I know that whole area. So I just basically listen to the videos straight through on like 1.5 or 2 speed and I get through it much, much quicker than you guys. I'm not going to be doing the studying. I'm not going to be doing the exercises. I'm not going to be doing all this other. I'm just going through the material, listening to them, what they got to say, and forming my opinion on it. You guys can't do that because you're learning. If someone teaches you something, in terminal or Metasploit or whatever it is they're teaching you, you got to stop the video. You got to pause the video, go try it out, do it, see how it works, because it might not work. He might be showing you something that works on Kali, in Kali links and everything, and you have Kali links too on your video on your VM. Same versions, same everything, but yours didn't operate or do the same thing his did. Now you're stumped. You're like, wait a minute. I'm running the same VM he is. I'm doing everything that he is. Same commands, same error, but I didn't get that result. I got an error or something totally different. And he can't help you on that. And see, this is what my Discord is here for. I've got channels, they're private, only for people that are taking course, Hack the Box machines and a Hack the Box Academy thing, but you only get that role if you can prove to me that you're actually taking and going through Hack the Box, and everything. Then I give you that role, and I give you one-on-one help because I'm going through the machines too, and this is why I'm doing it to familiarize myself to help my students. This is the links that I'm going through to help people, and I know that they're going to be using Hack the Box. I know they're going to be using Try Hack Me because it's cheaper than Hack the Box. So the majority of my people are going to be on Try Hack Me for that price. But I know already there's 3 actually now that I know of that are going through Hack the Box machines. And also Over the Wire, which is totally free. You can go do that. you're, don't think you're going to get a job by just going through all the machines on over the wire and then start applying for cybersecurity. That's not going to, no, you should know better than that. One site and everything that's completely free is not going to get you to that level. You've got a lot more learning to do. We're going to show you, and as you should know by now, we brought up the scam baiters on YouTube, the guys that are going after the Indian people and hacking into their system. That's one avenue. I told you about the game cheats. You can get hired by a company and they might put you on the game cheat. You'll be a junior reverse engineer or whatever, and they might put you in on that team because that's all that team is going to be doing is getting cheats, reverse engineering them, so that the devs of the game can fix those loopholes, and then you'll get another set of cheats that are brand new, and you'll reverse engineer. And like I said, you'll be on that. You could get picked up or apply, specifically apply to companies that are doing that, and you know that's a cool position if all you want to do is reverse engineer. That's an excellent position to be. You're not in the cybersecurity world or anything. You're just reverse engineering cheats. So, and if you're a gamer on top of it, well, that's fun for you also. You go home and get on your computer and play Fortnite or whatever, and you play the game in a different mentality now because of your job. so, so, but anyway, we got to move on here. Jesus Christ. Am I at an hour yet or not? Who fucking knows? Um, let's get to 4chan. Let's skip the web dev here. We'll get back to that. Um, word of warning here. You know what? I'm going to save it. That's not skip that. That's do. Well, I'll do 4chan after this one. Let's jump to the filmmaking and get that out of the way. That should be fairly quick. Because it's not related to cybersecurity other than me talking about online courses. But you see all the tabs that I got open up there? Well, I've got another Chrome open, and this is it. And it's got other stuff up here, but yeah, this is the kind of life I lead in my daily activity. 4 or 5 different Chrome windows open with 30, 40 tabs in each one. But this one's been cut down specifically for this kind of. There's some other, what is up here? Oh, 411. Okay, yeah, that's on involving some research that I'm doing. This is 411.com, where I research telephone numbers and people's names and get all their information and stuff that's available. But anyway, back to this. Excuse me. I'm not going to edit that out. Tomorrow's filmmaker versus full-time filmmaker. I have both of these because I went through some of the other courses, um, and for whatever reason, they didn't really teach me nothing. Um, and I did read books, just like in cybersecurity, what you guys will be doing. This is the difference, between me doing this versus me taking courses in cybersecurity. I can fly through the courses in cybersecurity. I can't do that here because I don't know filmmaking. And so me going down this path is no different than you taking this security path. I don't know who's good. I don't know who's bad. And there's plenty, just like cybersecurity, the research filmmaking on filmmaking tutorial on YouTube. You're going to find big YouTube channels that make films, make indie films, and they have a course that you can take, for $1,200, $1,500, and we're in the same fucking situation as we are in cybersecurity now. The exact same thing, just a different topic. And this is what I'm going to show you guys, unbiased, because I'm not into, I'm not going to have a course in this or anything. And on that note, but just remember this, out of my experience of going through YouTube courses and, dropping a few grand here and there and stuff. And I won't mention who I took and who I haven't took and stuff like that, but, let me see. Oh yeah, right here. Online filmmaking courses. What did I search for? Top filmmaker online courses. Figuring this will help me, right? Well, who do I get? I get Masterclass. I have all the Masterclass's filmmaking courses. Not that spectacular. Now that's only $180 for a year. So, it's not as bad. But yeah, you're gonna learn some stuff, but not a lot. Um, Academy of Art University, DaVinci Resolve. That's not really a course, but okay. Coursera is really big, and even in cybersecurity, they've got cybersecurity and pen testing courses and stuff. They're a top one. Skillshare is here. MZ that's another big. Udemy's here. Uh, Full Sail should be, yeah, right there. Full Sail is here. Now, you know what you don't see here? You don't see these two that I said, in my opinion, are the two top. Now, if I want to put this into cybersecurity online courses speak or whatever, I would put Full Sail Filmmaker in the category of Hack the Box. They're a much better course, more in depth, and it's more difficult than tomorrow's filmmakers. Now, tomorrow's filmmakers has a special case to it. If it doesn't bother you, then it's a great course. But it's done by Christians, you know, and it is religious. And the examples that they use for their videos are religious videos that they're making because this is what they use. But the point is, it's still a good course. It's teaching you filmmaking, and they're like the try hack me version, and that's what this is. This is basically tomorrow's filmmakers is try to hack me, and full time filmmaker is hack the box. If you want to put it in security online course terms, uh, tomorrow's filmmaker is cheaper. It's $100 for a lifetime membership. Well, when I got it, I got it some time ago. I think a year ago or 2 years ago. I don't know. I think a year ago. Um, and it was, and I believe it's still going on, but you guys can check that out. It was only $99 for a lifetime. So now they got another. They do have another one, an upgrade, if you will. That covers a lot more stuff and everything, and I'll let you guys experience that. If you buy the course, you'll find out about the other one, and because they promote it, and they're at a discount. You can get the other one at a discount, but it is more expensive. It's not included with your membership. See, I can show you real quick right here. Here's tomorrow's filmmaker. Um, you know, you can see I went through 89 of the 1,374 lessons. So, but I mean, look at the depth of this. This is just getting like this is like onboarding. You get really good discounts, mind you guys. Um, Gear guide, and then it gets into the big filmmaking composition equipment. Oh, this is it right here, 90-day filmmaker sneak peek. This is the one that will cost you extra, but cinematography, and I mean it's gonna go over audio editing in Premiere, editing in FCPX, editing in Hilt Film, editing in DaVinci, which is what I use. Great color grading, 2 courses on cut, wedding, real estate, production video. I mean, they're going to cover everything here. They're going to, everything you need to travel. And there's people that make money on travel blogs, travel site, travel. They'll have a YouTube travel channel and a travel blog to go with it, where they have advertising on it, and everything like that. And their videos are professional. You know, they're kind of like documentary, and there's some music videos. You know, you can look at my music video channel on my Discord. You can see how good quality in those, and acting, smartphone, stop motion, and this is filmmaking, and if all you have is a smartphone, and yeah, I do that. I do my filmmaking, and it looks great on the films and stuff that I make and edit and everything, and it's done on an iPhone 11 Pro Max and an iPad and a GoPro. That is my that's my camera inventory. And if you saw my film, if you saw the videos and stuff that I make, not this, because this is all done, this is screen recorded, so that doesn't pertain to what you're seeing now. This is done with OBS. So, but if you've seen film that I've done, put together and done in it, you wouldn't even know it. Maybe a professional filmmaker would be able to tell, but the average person watching my films, they wouldn't even know that it was done on a GoPro and an iPhone and edited on an iPad. Literally. That's and yes, I got DaVinci Resolve on an iPad. I have it on my computer here too. And this is just and this is the Hack the Box version. Save 50%, on Full Timers Pro. Uh, but you can see their site and everything, and some student testimonies. I never get into this because this can all be robots. This can all be paid for, and I don't really in anything. I don't really pay attention to those. The only way you're going to know anything about courses is to buy it and take it. Forget everything else. That's the only way you're going to know. But same thing. Did I pass it? The pay? Oh yeah, $4.96. See, so you're going to drop $500 for tomorrow's video, then 500, for this one. And he asked me either one's worth it, depending if you got the money or not. Just like Hack the Box and try Hack Me. Either one's worth it. One's going to be a little more expensive than the other one, and one's going to be a little more difficult than the other one. If you can afford the higher pay, and if you're comfortable with a more difficult course, then go with Hack the Box. But that's my opinion on everything out there in the internet land. My recommendation for you as far as courses would be Over the Wire, try Hack Me, and Hack the Box, and forget everything else. Just don't take anything else. And if I was going to give it in filmmaking, this is what it would be. It would be Full-Time Filmmaker and Tomorrow's Filmmaker, and forget everything else. Forget anybody on YouTube and any of their courses, because you're going to cover it all right here. Transition, everything. YouTube mastery, audio, drones. I mean, music videos also here, wedding, every DaVinci's also here, Final Cut is here, Premiere is here, cinematic, video, and all the equipment. They cover all the equipment, all the technical jumbo, and everything you're going to need with autofocus, white balance, all that stuff. But you don't see those two in this big list of what you see. You got 4, 8. This is they're covering everybody but them. And the same with down here. Udemy, Focusrite, 14bet. Now, this is probably an affiliate site. And I do have a Make Money Online YouTube course also, where I teach people how to make money online. Porn is one of the ways. But affiliate marketing also is. And that's what all these here, you see the 4 best, the top best, whatever. That's all these channels are. They're affiliate marketing sites. The people running these, they don't know filmmaking. They put up a filmmaking, blog, a mini sell site, and all the links on there go to their, whoever, storytelling, video light, pick one of these, Coursera. They all have affiliate programs, all of them, pretty much. And that's what they're selling. And that's what you guys would get hooked up into. You would search for a filmmaking course online. You would find a YouTuber, or you'd find someone, and you'd end up buying the YouTuber's course, or you would find one of those blogs or you'd find one of these right here. Oh, top 40 14 best. I'll check that out. And if you look at their links are all to everyone, all 14 of them. Their links are all affiliate links. And you know, that's that. I don't know what more to say on that as far as online courses and my thoughts about them. You need them because whether it's filmmaking or uh, cybersecurity or who knows sewing, whatever it is, you're going to have to learn from something. It's just how it is. Life ain't fair. So the only way to do it is to take the plunge. You know, it's like getting a shot. Just squint your eyes, tell a doctor to poke you and get it over with, because it's what you're gonna have to. You're just gonna have to dig in the wallet, buy the course, go through it, and you're like, okay, I took that. I got screwed, but okay, now I know, and now I know a little more things to look out for next time. The next course that I buy, I'm going to look out on these things that I've learned now and everything, and I'm not going to get a course that covers those things also, because I already know those things, I guess. And we'll just go take it from there, one course at a time. Read a book or two, see how much information crosses over from the online video tutorials that you took and that are in the book. Then that's when you're going to realize, well, holy shit! Instead of paying that fucking $1,000, $900, or five whatever it is for that video course, I could have just spent $30 on this fucking book and learned the same damn fucking thing. Then you start hating yourself. Then you're like, holy man, did I screw this up? So, you know, welcome to the world of business. This is how business works, guys. Um, we got to have businesses because everybody has to work. And there's a lot of businesses that are good, and there's a lot of businesses that aren't. Which one outnumbers the other? It's hard to tell in this gray world. Because everything is the gray line. No one's really black. No one's really white. You know, everything is in that gray area. Okay, are you? You're a company selling this product. Are you good? Can I trust you, or are you just scamming me and want my money? Flip a coin, whatever. You're going to be in that gray area no matter what you do. You won't know whether you got screwed or you got a good deal until after the purchase is made. That's basically what it comes down to. So with that, let's flip back over here um, and get into 4chan. Then we'll get into what you guys been waiting for. I hope the storytelling and my insights were good for you up until now. And I'm sure I'll see you guys in the Discord and we'll talk about it. As you guys can see, you YouTubers can see, the story, is going on. But this is only for adults. Now, I don't think, let me think on these. I saw that one. I just looked at it. So I don't think there was any graphic. I don't think that one. Well, yeah, that one does. But I'm not going to scroll down to it. Oh, that one is something else. Speaking of 4chan, that's not on this topic, but does involve 4chan. Let's cover that. 4chan, a lot of things have come out of it. Like I said, Anonymous has come out of it, and Anonymous got their name because if you know 4chan, you don't have to sign it. You don't have to have a username and all that. You can post anonymously on there, and it'll just put anonymous as your title. So yeah, a lot of people are anonymous. You can't tell who's who. Yeah, kind of. Again, hackers and the government probably, well, the government more so have their way, but hackers, hackers figure things out, you know, and it's all on their own. They don't need a course, you know. They know technology very well, inside and out, and they just know how to figure things out. That's all I'm going to say on that. But Yeah, for the most part, people are unknown on there. Everyone's anonymous, and that's what anonymous took. Hey, we need to name ourselves, and there's a little more than that, but that's the gist of the whole story. But and like I said, I'm not boasting. Well, kind of, I am, but you know, you just gotta be confident in yourself. So yeah, there's nothing wrong with boasting and anything if you can back it up. If you're boasting that you're great, and you're, Tiger Woods or Michael Jordan or Tom Brady, and you can back it up. Well, that's fine. That's great. You are great. You're the GOAT. Um, Hackers can't do that because you can't be great and not get caught. Because if you get caught, well, then you're not great. so, so hackers need to not be worried about the fame and the notoriety. You know, you're great. You know it, and that's all that matters. You don't, you're not, you know, any of these people that want other people to think great of you. You know, you're good. You're in the top class of what you do. No one else can know, and you realize that, and you're happy with that. You're great, and that's all. That's the only person that needs to know is you, and you're satisfied with that. You can walk around smiling and carrying on everyday life like nothing is wrong because you know what's up. And it doesn't really matter that no one else does. And that's the difference. So when I say that, I'm smart, you know, um, I've been in Mensa. I've took the Mensa test years ago, but I took the test, and when I was in the blackjack card counting team, I took it because I had a fake identity. You know, I was a bit what they called a big player at that time. And so I had a whole identity. I was wealthy. I wouldn't say rich or anything, but I was well to do. Governments. I'm stuck on that. Casinos were comping me, and everything. But I was a member of the team, and I was playing. My wealth and everything was the team money. The investors that invested into the team. And while I had that fake identity, someone brought it up. Someone said, "You know what? You should take Mensa's test to see if you can get in. What do you get to lose?" So I did, and I got in. I won't say what my score was, but it was impressive. It turned heads, kind of, in Mensa, and so yeah. And like I said, the only people that know that really are my wife and uh, my dad and mom, who are passed away now. But that's about it. And I don't even, other than when I got into doing these videos and stuff, I never really talked about it because it doesn't really matter to me. It doesn't, you know, why would you tell someone that? What's the point? You know, yeah, I got a high IQ, so people just look at you and shrug their shoulders like, okay, you're arrogant. We get it. Um, we don't like you, so we're not going to hang around you no more. So, so what you proving? So just keep your mouth shut. Don't worry about it. You're smart, and that's really all anyone needs to know about it is it. That's it. Same with hacking. Hacking and being smart are really not meant to be a fame thing. You know, if you're looking for fame and be an actress or an actor or a rock star, or something, don't if you're looking for fame and celebrity status and influencer, um, don't use being smart or being a hacker to go that route because it's not going to end well. One way is going to get you known as a egotistical, arsonistic, um, narcissistic, stuck up individual, and no one wants to be friends with you. And if you get known the other way, well, you're probably going to end up in prison. So, so yeah, that's my view on that. But on that note, uh, things catch my attention, and something really, really popular came out of 4chan that did that. And that's why it wasn't hacking that got me into 4chan. It wasn't anonymous that got me into 4chan. And I got into 4chan actually long after it started. And it was all because of this. Have I built up the suspense long enough for you guys? For those of you that are still listening? I know my peeps are. My Discord peeps are. I know that. You guys are like this. Some of you might know it or have heard of it. It's the biggest internet puzzle that has ever happened. And it specifically said that they're looking for intelligent individuals. But you got to solve this puzzle. And this puzzle went on and on and on. And it tested your knowledge in many different areas, in literature, in mathematics, in science, in steganography, in hacking, in geolocation. I mean, it went on. You saw one puzzle, and that puzzle just led to another puzzle. The name of the puzzle was called Cicada 3301. And I would wait until after the video. You don't have to, but I'm being arrogant here. Finish the rest of my video before you leave. But because it's a rabbit hole, it's going to take you down a rabbit. And this was, I think this started in 2011, 2012 is when it actually came out. It lasted for only, I think, 3 days. I mean, not 3 days, 3 years. I think it's 2 or 3 years. I forgot now. Um, they say one person solved it. I um I personally, my gut feeling is I don't believe it, but I can't say for sure. You know, I'm like the homicide detective that I've got all the circumstantial evidence on my killer, but I don't have a body yet. I'm in the same area as that. Has it been solved by this guy? Um, you know, I would have to say I don't know, but me personally, deep down inside, I'm going to say no, it hasn't. But I can't put a body to it. So there's no proof, substantial proof that he has to me or anything, or anyone else really. And that's the nature of the puzzle. Now, some say the NSA put out this puzzle. Some say the CIA put it out. Um, and a whole bunch of other theories. And that's all they are. Some of them might be called hypothesis. it, you pick your whatever you think. But yeah, but that's all. That's as far as they get. Nothing has been proven on who put it out or if anyone has solved it. So it's still a puzzle. But yeah, that was what got me into it. I read that and I'm like, whoa, what am I? Is this a joke? And what is it? What a lot of people thought. They're like, where is this going? Like, okay, let me look into this. And it's like your first drink of alcohol or your first hit of LSD. Or you're on your way to addiction when you take on solving that very first puzzle. That's what gets you into it. That's what makes you fall down the rabbit hole. And it just keeps on going. I won't say any more than that because I don't, like I said, I don't think no one's going to solve it from what anyone that watches my video here that learns about it for the first time, because it is not easy and by any means. Well, actually, you can't because a lot of the geolocation flags have been found already, and so that kind of puts a stop to it right there. Yeah, it depends, but anyway, there about this tab. Let me click on it so you guys can see the Mojave phone booth tab. This phone booth is a meme. It has gotten so popular that, oh my God. But it was part of this puzzle. because you had to solve a puzzle and everything, and the puzzle led you to a phone number after you unscrambled and tore apart some algorithm and stuff and everything. And it led you, there's other puzzles that you had to do the same thing, and it led you to a geolocation coordinates. But this one led you to a phone number. Right here it is. Let me highlight that again. 760-733-9969. Now, this is not on the cicada one. This is on the existence of it, and it's been in a movie. It's been in documentaries. Right here, Adventures with the Mojave Phone Booth, summer 2015. But that's where this comes from. But it's been in a rap video, and I will. Well, let me do some promotion here, free promotion because I don't have a sponsor yet. But let me play this part for you, a quick part, and you'll be able to see it. This is the Mojave Phone Booth in a rap video right here.
Bad news, I've been rolling with some bad dudes. Bad dudes, I've been trying to get a bag too. A bag too. I'm just doing what I have to. I have to. I said, Mama, I got bad.
Mama, I got bad news. Bad news. You should go and wake up dad too. Dad too. Think there's nothing your son can't do. Can't lose. I've been popping pills with mad bulls. The side troll. With my rap crew. Mad goons in my place. Cash rules. Smash dudes. Catch a case if they have to. All my friends are full of rage. I'm so tired of all the pain. Mama, tell me it's okay.
Daddy, I got bad news. Bad news. Fell in love with a rap dude. A rap dude. Blew a couple $100,000. Oh, grand. Oh, got the haters in a bad mood. A bad mood.
Okay, so there you go. But yeah, this is a pretty popular phone booth. But now, do I want to jump over to this? Porn also started on 4chan. And that takes us to this search. And I took out the search so you guys wouldn't see, but you can search on it. Obviously, you can search on ADTRW. You might get to the same page. Who knows? But what does that stand for? Well, you can see right there what it stands for. Anime, death, tentacles, rape, horror house. And over here, I don't know. Do we want to show that? Well, before I'm going to go back over here. You guys seen that? But yeah, that's one thing that came out of it. Now, another thing is something awful, is also one of the reasons 4chan existed in the first place back in the day. And maybe still today. Who knows? I don't know. But, there was also, SA Anime Forum, ADTRW. After low tax, well, there was a low tax purge. And, again, that's getting into, other stuff. And users from Raspberry Heaven. The SADC plus hub and anime, and anime is a whole other topic also to get into, and hentai and all that stuff, and Meg, and oh my god, it's all it's all a rabbit hole. uh, and Raspberry Heaven was kind of like a splinter from the I'm just gonna say the SADCHUB. You guys can search that if you want. If you don't, probably the better for you. But then there's other stuff, specifically on the A board and B board, for you 4chan people. B board random, there was artwork there and stuff, but there was also other hidden stuff, if you will, there. But yeah, 4chan is an interesting place. There was also 2chan before, and that's getting it. There was a lot of splintering going on, even in Amazon, even in Anonymous. There's stuff going on in Anonymous right now. I brought up in my last video. I brought up Syria, Lebanon, and Iran. and all this stuff that's going on over there with technology, and the Syrians, putting malware on all their citizens and everything to spy on them and all that. Well, there's hackers that are helping them out, and these are, well, there's a lot of them, kind of like the scam baiters, but a lot of these people are from anonymous, and it's caused some splinter cells in anonymous. One of them is GhostSec, which one of the members that I know of is a girl called Sneaker, and a few others. But I say Sneaker's name. I won't say the other ones because they're not public. I'll say Sneaker because um, you can, sir. She's not public. She wears, either the Guy Fawkes or she wears a mask of some kind when she's on video. But she has been known to be on video interviews, YouTube interviews, and stuff like that. Um, so that's why I mentioned her. But you know, and GhostSec is even splintered off. But anyway, this is cause and when you get into these groups, this stuff happens. It happened again. Welcome to life. It happens everywhere. I've been in a band before. I play keyboards and I play guitar, lead guitar, and guitar. Bands splinter also. They break a band member leaves or whatever, and he starts another group, and blah blah. Metallica did that with Megadeth. It happens. And the same with these, and you know, Anonymous isn't happy because they don't like their people, even if it is a splinter group, helping the feds out. That that violates everything that they stand for, and um, you know, welcome. You guys you know, getting into hacking itself, it's not, you know, you gotta love it, because not everything about it, is bad, but not everything about it is good either. And this is coming from someone that's been in the space, been in the area, hung out and chatted, and everything with all these people. And this is just some of the things that go on. So now, um, let's get into the grit of what's going on. Okay, this doesn't progress any further. What are you talking about art for? No problem, boss. My pleasure. Thank you, Gabriel. Oh, my video. I mentioned I was going to make this video. I didn't know it was going to be this long, but even I posted a long post about it. So, um, but anyway, let's get into this with Gabriel, and I don't know where the exact post is. But anyway, I told her that I think it's a her. I don't know. It's going to be difficult, and I'm going to go into all the positions, and everything for those because I know there's other YouTube channels that talk about it and everything. But I don't know, maybe I'll break it down differently for you guys, add more insight. But I told her that you're probably not going to find. I mean, there is a position like just like the reverse engineer with the game sheet. And that's why I did all that preface, all the stuff you've been listening to, guys, before this, because you can find you can relate everything, to because it's the same with them. There's people that just want to reverse engineer. They're like, look, I don't want to get into, I don't want to do this security and this and that and that. I just want to reverse engineer software. I got into it. I love doing it. That's what I like doing, and I wanted. Okay, yeah, you can do that. It's going to take you longer to get a job, maybe, because you got to find a company that specifically needs uh, a person that filled that specific spot, and a company that does have a separate team from the normal company, or division, call it. It's still the same company, but they have a separate department in the company where that's all they do. They handle the cheats that are put out so they can still keep their game honest and people can still be paying money for the game and everything, and they can still be a business. And because you have to do that. If you're a business that's big enough, um, You got to be able to stop the cheat. You can't have these cheats out there. As soon as they get put out, you got to patch them. You know, and you see a lot of these people searching, game development. I want to learn game development. I've got Unreal or I've got Unity, and I want to make my own game and put it out there and make money and everything. Being an independent game developer, they've got no clue what they're getting into. They don't know that this is a market out there. If someone can crack your game and put out cheat, they'll destroy your whole game. You might spend 3 to 5 years building this company up of yours and everything, and developing and putting out your first game. And within the first year that it's out, game cheat developers have totally ruined your business, totally ruined your game, because they've put out a whole bunch of game cheats to your game, and you don't have this other department in you don't have anyone solely devoted to handling the game sheets and then giving them to your dev so you can patch them, and you find out that you're no longer a game dev. You're basically patching cheats, and you're no longer developing your game, so your game's not growing and your business ain't growing. And so you didn't even get started, and you wasted 5 or more years for nothing, because you thought, granted, you thought that, look, all I need to do, I just need to learn how to develop a game and develop my, put a game out and everything, and people will start buying it. I'll put it on Steam, and yeah, it'll be great. I'll have a couple of developers that'll help me out, and everything, and we'll make some money, and life will be rosy. Um, no, you don't understand. You're a gamer for one, a secluded gamer for one, but you don't understand the industry. You're no longer in a hobby. When you want to be a game developer, you're getting in an industry now. You're getting into something that's much bigger than just game. You don't just develop a game and put it out and the masses come. They might do that, yes, until cheats, start putting out on your game, and a bunch of people that are buying them, and now the people that have the cheats are ruining it for the people that want to play the game legitimately, and they're filling up your support line because blah blah blah, this and that and the other. I can't play. He always knows where I'm at. How does he know that? I always get shot. I don't know. I get killed from out of nowhere. I don't know where to come from. I don't know what's going on. What is happening? And you're like, I don't know what's happening. I and I'm going to get off that topic. But that's the whole point. And for this is a point for all you people getting into cybersecurity. You don't know cybersecurity. You guys are just now learning this. You're in Hack the Box. You're taking courses. You're in college, whatever it is. You have no idea what actual working when you get hired on a job. When a company hires you and you walk into the control room and you sit down to your desk and this is what you're going to be doing now, it is not going to resemble none of your training at all. You'll know about things. You'll know about IDSs. You'll know about IP. You'll know about firewalls. You'll know about programming and Python and JavaScript. But now you're going to be given tasks that the schools and the courses didn't even think of teaching you. And you're going to have to figure this stuff out on your own right now on the clock as time is going, because you're getting paid $30, $40, $50 an hour to do this now. You're certified. Remember, you got your name on that little piece of paper that says you know what you're doing, when really you don't, but you do. So it's kind of like a catch-22 there. And, as they say, the pressure's on. It's the fourth quarter. It's 2 minutes in the game. It's the fourth quarter. You're on a drive. You're 10 yards from the end zone, and you got to make this play and get in the end zone to win the game, or you lost the Super Bowl. This is now when you're hired on the payroll and at your desk in the control room or SOC or wherever it is that you're working at. Now the pressure is on. Now you see for real what is happening. You got real malware that's coming over your desk. or you got real hackers that are in your network that you've got to get out. You got to shut down, close down the network, not turn it off because, the company can't have that. You've got to, close areas up and everything, important assets and stuff, and get them out of your network. And, this is bam, 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 bam. This is happening, right now as you're going quick. Things are moving quickly and your mind has got to work quickly and you got to think quickly. Well, I didn't have to do this in my core. I didn't have to do this at Hack the Box. What am I doing? What am I going to do? He's over here. Oh no, he's in another server. Okay, he's left that server. He's in another one now. What the hell is this guy doing? How do I stop him? And this is where you find yourself when you come out of school. This is why you started a junior. This is why they got lower levels at lower pay, and your 15, 20, $25 range in that area, to where you're brought up slowly. It's going to take some years. It's going to take 2 or 3 years for you to be at this level. And you just spent 2 or 3 years learning all this shit. So now you're, going to be, 5 or 6, 8 years before you actually get into doing what you really want to do. Because, you took the courses, now you got hired, but you're a junior, and now they're going to bring you up in baby steps so you're not overwhelmed like I just described to you. You're brought up slowly, learning how things are going, how things are happening. You've seen hackers in the internet in your network before, and you've seen how the experienced SOC analysts and stuff have handled it and taken care of it. They might have taught you some things and showed you some things and everything. They're mentoring you kind of and bringing you up. So this isn't a complete shock to you when it does happen. And this is what happens to you. And she mentioned, back to Gabriel here, she mentioned bug bounty also. Well, that's even more rare because there's not really a bug bounty position in any company. They don't do that. For one, anything that might be found by a bug bounty hunter, they got pen testers that do that. The pen testers are going to find that. So they don't need a position for that. What bug bounties do is they work on their kind of like independent security researchers like me. They work on their own. They sign up for HackerOne or one of the other places, and you get a job from there. It has a scope. It tells you what is in scope, what's not, what you're allowed to look for, where you're allowed to look for bugs at, and where you're not allowed in their network and stuff. And you specifically got to find bugs there, and you don't get paid. You're doing this for free. You got to do all this research, all this figuring out how to crack it and everything and all that, whatever it is you're trying to do, find a bug in or whatever and everything. And you don't get paid until you discover the bug, find out about it, know all you can about it, write an exploit for it, send your exploit in, and help HackerOne or whoever it is verify your exploit. If because they're going to verify it, they're going to run it in a VM and everything, and make sure that everything's what you say it is and everything. And now you're kind of like teaching now, because you're showing you're the one that found the bug, so you should know about it. And if someone's trying to figure out if it's real or not, they might have questions, like a beginner. They're like, well, we're running your bug here, but it's not working. Well, jump back to what I said earlier in the video, about you watching a YouTube video and you're doing the exact same thing he is, but it's not working on your machine, but it's working on his. And you got the same VM, you got the same Kali Linux version, everything is the same. How come it's not working on your computer? And it's not working because his computer is his computer and yours is yours. He doesn't have the programs that you have he doesn't do the things that you do on your computer. Your computer is the only computer in the world that's like it is because of the things that you've done to it. The websites that you go, the thing, your daily activity. It's got all the stuff is in it. All these programs, there's programs in it running that you don't even know they're running. But these programs aren't running in his computer. And they could be interfering with your host and your bridge, depending on whether you bridged your VM or you're using your host. Um, Other things could be going on. I run parallels because VirtualBox and all the other hypervisor VMs out there don't run on the new Macs. So I got to go with parallels, and my host computer, something might not work like it does in me following a tutorial or something, because it's not going to work on my system because my host and parallels aren't communicating correctly, and it's up to me to figure that out. Because whoever I'm taking the course from, they don't know. They don't know what way. And you say you're running parallels, and they're like, okay, well, I don't know parallels. I'm not on a Mac for one, so yeah, I don't, I can't help. I don't know what's going on your system. It works on mine. That's all I can say. I did the video. I showed you what to do, and it works with me. I can't help you on yours. Um, so that's the same instance. You're trying to, they say, well, it's not working on my, so you got to think, okay, well, this is something, this is my employer for, but, is it possible that, well, not your employer, but, you're on a commission, but you don't get that money until they prove your vulnerability. So you got to help them and troubleshoot, them and what they're doing to show them and prove to them that your vulnerability works. Look, it works on my computer. I don't know why it's not working on yours. That's not going to work. You're not going to get your bounty if that's your argument. So I know, Gabriel, you waited, I don't know, 2 hours now, probably, for this answer, unless you skipped all the way to the end to find it. But hopefully you learned something along the way. And that's about all I can say on that is, you know, there's paths in everything, and it just depends. And we're still not going anywhere. Um, but even in just web application penetration, if that's all you want to do, you're still going to have to get into SQL injection, XSS, which is cross-site scripting, uh, CSRF, which is cross-site request forgery. You're still going to have to learn about uh, specific web vulnerabilities and how to exploit them, and learn everything you can about them. You're going to have to be very versed and well done in Burp Suite. If you want to specialize in it, I would suggest that you buy Burp Suite. Don't use the free version. That's going to be about a $300 purchase for you. But remember, this is your specialty. Does it really make sense to you to say you're a web application penetration tester specializing in just web application penetration, but you don't have the pro version of Burp Suite? Think about it. Does that make sense to anyone? So that's a money investment that you're going to have to put out for. You guys get HTTP, HTTPS, HML, SSS, JavaScript, OWASP, ZAP. That's OWASP. That's OWASP. In case you didn't know, it's not just a word; it's an acronym. And same with ZAP, ZAP. Now these are things you're going to have to get into. Now, as far as the web bounty hunting goes, I went over that. That's independent work for a platform that offers those, and we're going to get into vulnerability disclosure programs, and that whole thing. You can't, that gets into an ethical thing. Let's say you find a vulnerability, but the company doesn't pay you, so you're like, okay, I got to get something from it. So you decide to go and disclose the vulnerability on your blog or something like that and everything. Well, first of all, you better have a good lawyer, because this might get you in trouble with HackerOne and other things, because now you're releasing a vulnerability to the public, and might not be patched yet by the company on everything. And so this is just a different area. If you're going to be a bug bounty hunter, and that's what you're going to specialize in, and that's all you want to do, well, you can do that. You're working on your own, you know. Well, not you're by yourself, but you're probably with HackerOne or Bug Crowd. Those are the two biggest, but there's other ones also. And there's companies that put on their own bug bounty. Google, Microsoft, Apple. They run their own bug bounty programs, but then you got deal with them. Same thing. And they got powerful lawyers. So yeah, you find a bug in Apple's software and you submit it to them, and they decide that it's not really a bug, or they just brush it off, or whatever, and you're like, a little revengeful, and you're like, well, you know what? I'm going to do a vulnerability disclosure of my own. I'm going to put it out on my own. I'm a bug bounty hunter, secure bug bounty hunter / security researcher, if you will, like I am. I have a blog also, and so I'll just post it on my blog. You know, like I said, better make sure you have got a good lawyer before you do that, because your lawyer and Apple's lawyer, might get into it on that. And, Apple's got some powerful lawyers, same with Microsoft and everybody, Amazon and everybody else. Um, some other things you can look into is SAST, which is a static application security testing specialist, if you will. You want to throw that onto it. And they're just analyzing code. They're securing code, basically, without executing it. So in other words, you got to be able to study the code, look over it, and find vulnerabilities and stuff in the code, or that could be, well, this might lead to a buffer overflow. This here, you're using this function in C++. Well, this has been known for years that C++, that function, is a bug, a buffer overflow. So you can't use that. You got to use this instead with these parameters, and you got to know how, you got to know this stuff. So again, it's another specialist, and you're going to have to, study, you got to know programming inside and out, multiple languages. You're going to have to know, what makes them secure, what doesn't make them secure, and if they're not secure, how to secure them, because that's your job, is searching for vulnerabilities in code. And, there's also a DAST, which is kind of like the same thing, but different. Your dynamic application security testing. And, that's getting into, your runtime environments and running the code and this and that and the other. But, it's just a different skill set to do. And then lastly, I'm going to close off with threat hunters. You normally they'll want, the specialists and everything. You can do those by themselves. A threat hunter, you if you're creative, you could specifically be a threat hunter and focus on proactively searching for threats and vulnerabilities and stuff in network organizations, web applications, everything. You're a threat. There's no specialty. You're a threat hunter. It could involve the web applications. It could involve APTs, that specifically target those applications and or those organizations in that industry. But again, it's a small, this is an advanced knowledge of cybersecurity you're going to have. You're going to have to really be into threat intelligence and know it very well, and more than likely should have experience in it. A different set of tools and platforms that you'll have to get into to do this. And, the companies that hire specialists like this are large companies, large organizations. They're multinational. Their network spans the globe. They got offices in the States, in the United States, and offices in different states. Could be Georgia and Texas or California, like that. But they also got offices overseas. They might have an office in Europe, in the UK, and Italy, or wherever, Germany, and multiple. They might have 4 or 5 locations, different locations in Europe, in different countries in Europe. And same with the US. They might have some South American branches an office in Brazil, or maybe an office in Canada also. And when you get hired into organizations like this, that they can have a specialist in multiple areas, like web, and specifically looking for vulnerabilities and stuff like that, because they're that big, they're that large, that they can have special people like that. Or you're a reverse engineer and you get into a gaming company, you would have to specifically get to know all the gaming companies and contact them, and talk with them after reverse engineering. Don't do this before. Wait until you are fully knowledgeable in reverse engineering software and malware and stuff and everything, and then start poking around and asking them everything, and seeing if you can get in with one of them, or find one first that does have a reverse engineer that handles or works with these cheats. And if you want to specialize, that's the only way you're going to be able to specialize, is through that. You know, it's going to take a lot of legwork, a lot of groundwork, and patience. That's the biggest thing. Patience. You're going to have a lot of patience to do it. But with that, I think we're going to close it off. The chat seemed to die down as far as this topic goes. Validro's left already. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, I don't know how long it is. Like I said, I don't, this is the only channel that I have that isn't scripted, and not a whole lot of, there's some editing that goes into it, but basically for me to cut out the long pauses that, that I want to cut out. Some of them I leave in, but, yeah, other than that, nothing's fancy. No motion graphics, no big intro, as most of you already know now. So if you guys have watched this long, I truly appreciate it. I've got donators, up here, so people do love it. Violetro, and also 2JZ, the donator, and a couple other ones. I got a roll for it at the top, just below the bots. The only thing higher than that are server boosters and me. And I've only got one server booster, well, other than myself. But there's only one other member that's a server booster. Well, actually, two. I don't see him on that much, though. But anyway, I appreciate all the support, guys. I appreciate all the help. I love that you guys love these videos and everything. It's kind of ironic to me because they're like just so off the cuff. They're just so like raw. But yeah, with that, I guess I'll end, and we'll see you guys all in the chat. And hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know. Throw out questions and everything in the chat room and everything. I'd be glad to talk about anything. And we'll see you next time, whenever that is.